Hey guys, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Oge and I'm reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the need to watch out on your baby's temperature. Yes, I make videos on healthy living, great recipes and budgeting, how to save money while doing that. So one of the topics on healthy living I want to share with you today is actually last night my daughter started to run temperature and the fever was so high, and that kind of made me decide to share this video to you guys, so you can also, mothers out there can, and expectant mothers or to be mothers can also learn one or two things on how to address the baby's temperature. So temperature, or will I say fever, is as a result of something that is wrong. It's a signal in the body that something is actually not right. So what that means is that when your baby starts to run temperature, it's a sign that either has maybe malaria, typhoid, or it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be malaria or typhoid, but it's always good to see the doctor and to get medications or run tests before treatments are administered. That's the right thing to do. However, if you find yourself in a situation whereby it will take you a while to get to the hospital, there are certain things you need to do, and that's why I'm doing this video. So the first thing you need to know is that temperature, running a fever is not to be taken for granted, just like every other thing that is wrong with the body, like a headache is also a sign that there's something not wrong, maybe some inflammation or something like that something needs to be addressed. If you're stressed out, your body is trying to tell you to calm down, so you may have headache or pains here and there. You don't ignore these symptoms really, because it adds up and it builds over time. When you don't address them, they get really bad and then they start to cause more issues or complications in the body. So talking about fever, did you know that fever can actually cause convulsion in children? Yes, if children have fever, if their fever rises so much, it can actually trigger so many things in the body. Imagine a body so hot, it's more or less like the body is cooking. Yes, it's more like the body is cooking, the flesh is cooking, organs are cooking, and you know that's not good, because if you put something on fire and it is really hot, it dies. So if the same, it applies to the body somehow, that if something is not done immediately, and when it's discovered that the temperature, and just as it applies to children, it's also applicable in adults as well. So it's not always good to keep your temperature and then just relax. So because like I said, it can cause convulsion, that is for children. It can cause sepsis, it can damage the brain, it can damage so many things in the body, and then the child now has to suffer for the rest of his or her life for things that could have been addressed properly. So I always recommend the following when you are in a situation where it may take you a while to get to the hospital, or even a first aid treatment. First things first, I have a first aid box in my house. In another video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I have in there, because these things really help in an emergency situation. So because it's not always recommended that the first thing you do is to administer medication when you have temperature, or when your child has temperature. You want to first of all tablespoon the child. What this means is that you want to use lukewarm water with a towel or a clean cloth if you don't have a towel, but I believe you should have a towel and lukewarm water, warm water or lukewarm water, and then you put dip the towel into the water and then lightly squeeze and use it to dab the body all round. You can even place it on the body depending on the position of the child and all that. This may not be very convenient, but it's really the best. You will notice that the temperature starts to drop. However, don't use cold water, please. Even room temperature water is not very in fact, it's not advisable. Why? Because when the body is hot, like the temperature is hot, the person has fever, what that means to the brain is that when the person's temperature is hot and you administer lukewarm water to the body, it gives the brain the signal. I hope you guys know that the body is like a software. Our body is like machine that is automated. It sends signal, there are connections, network not network, but signals like electrical signals, neurological signals, and all those kind of things. Yeah, so the body is very complicated, but it's very interesting too. So if you use lukewarm water, what the body does is that it sends once the body absorbs that temperature or feels the temperature, it sends signal to the brain that, okay, it's warm out here, you need to calm down, everything is fine, it's warm, the body is, the temperature around me is warm, so calm down, regulate, and then that's why the body starts to regulate, temperature starts to calm down. However, if you use cold water, instead of lukewarm water, the brain sends signal to the brain, the body sends signal to the brain that, man, it's cold here, you need to warm up, because what happens is, when there's cold, if you notice, when there's cold, if you're feeling cold, the hairs around the body starts to stand, because they are trying to protect all these pores in the body to protect it from extreme cold. So when the body when it's cold externally, the body is notice that when the weather is hot, you hardly wee because you sweat. You get all those excess liquid that in the body they are supposed to excrete through urine comes out as sweat, because that's how the body regulates it. However, if the weather is cold, you notice that you don't sweat. So what that means is that you're going to urinate a lot. So this is how the body has this mechanism. So when you use cold water to top sponge, what it means is sending signal to the brain that, man, it's cold here, you need to warm up, and then the temperatures increase, even though at that moment it may feel like it's going down, but the signal in the brain is warm up, so the body starts to produce more heat. So you don't want to use cold water. Please use lukewarm water. Highly recommended, use lukewarm water. However, if after using lukewarm water for some time it doesn't work, or you feel that the temperature is not rising, then you can administer paracetamol. Please, you just need to do the turbo sponge first before the temperature, and then of course, the next thing is, after you've administered. Okay, so like I said, after you've used the turbo sponge and it doesn't work, you use paracetamol. Any brand is okay. And you notice that, in fact, it's a first aid measure. So after administering paracetamol, have you had in mind that you're taking the child to the hospital, or you are going to the hospital? Please, I don't recommend self-medication, even though we find ourselves doing it sometimes. So I'm here to tell you, it's not good. Go to the hospital, get treatment properly. So yeah, that's basically what I have to share with you guys. So to respond the child, administer paracetamol, and then take the child to the hospital. Another thing you should note is this: while the child is running temperature or you are running temperature, please allow yourself get some air, remove clothing if possible. But if the weather is cold, you don't want to expose yourself so much that you're trying to regulate your temperature that is too hot, and then you now catch a cold. So just try to use your discretion to know how to regulate it. So because if the temperature is normal, like it's not cold, now it's rainy season, so it's advisable to be more careful. But if it was like a harmattan season, when it's really hot and the temperature is hot, just remove the child's clothing. If it's a baby, you can remove the child and leave only the diapers. If it's a child, a growing child, you can remove try to allow the child have air, so that the body can absorb oxygen and air, and then that also helps to regulate temperature. I remember growing up, when I feel sick or I have a fever, the next thing that comes to my mind is I put on sweater, I put on clothing, and then I use blanket to cover all of my body. I remember my mom would come, then she will remove the blanket, and I'll be upset. I'm like, "Mommy, I'm feeling cold. Why are you removing it?" And now I'm older, I understand why. So remove clothing as much as you can, but make sure you don't expose the child in the process of trying to get that clothing out. So like I said, remove clothing, administer top sponge, and then paracetamol or pain reliever. Yeah, most times pain reliever is paracetamol. So yeah, any brand is good. So you just make sure you use the right quantity or prescription, right? So that's basically on, and then you take the child to the hospital to get treatment. That's all I have for you today in today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you do by giving me a thumbs up. I'm here to help you out with your health issues, recipes, and how to make all of this happen while saving money. You don't have to break the bank to be healthy. You don't have to break the bank to eat good food. Yeah, so that's why I'm here with you, for you guys. So like I said, if you enjoyed the video, share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. If you're already a subscriber, Mwah. I love you. Thank you for your support, and I'll be seeing you guys in another video. While you subscribe, don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get updates anytime I share a new video. I'll be seeing you guys in another video. I love you. See you next time. Bye bye.